Hello VC. This is my video for the music of 2014, my purchases from this year. And I got the idea for this one from LJ and Carsten Olsen. So the numbers are, I bought 196 LPs, 92 CDs, 17 7 inches plus one double 7 inches. And these numbers do not include the 7 inch that came with the Green Day's Carte Blanche album. I only bought one 12-inch single plus one double 12-inch single, and let's take a look at those. Feel Like Going Home by the Notting Hill Billies. I bought this one because there's one song that was not included on their album, and the song is called Lonesome Wind Blues. And then I bought the double 12-inch, and that is Iron Maiden Run to the Hills and Running Free. I always knew about these, but I never wanted these because I thought they're only live versions of songs that I already have, both on studio and live versions. Until recently, when Iron Maiden 7 inches were re-released, and my vinyl bar pointed out to me that both of these include one song not available on a Live After Death album. So there's Murders in a Rue Morgue on this one and Lost for Words Big Aura on this one. So I decided to buy these, and I actually found this one very easily, which I was happy about, of course. I bought 5 EPs, which was surprising because when I started making this one, I only remembered 2 EPs, but it turns out I bought 5. I bought 6 DVDs and this one, Whitesnake, live in '84, Back to the Bone. And I've included this one both in DVDs and CDs, and it's the only one that I've had included in both. There are several others that have both CD and DVD, but I've only included those in CDs. Like this one here, Rolling Stones From the Vault, LA Forum, live in 1975. This one's got 3 albums and a DVD, but I've only included this one in LPs. Okay, new releases from 2014. I only bought 3 albums and 1 single, and this is the single Chrissie Hynde Dark Sunglasses, and the albums are Ace Frehley Space Invader, which was a kind of close call. When I finally decided to buy this one, I was already told that it's sold out, but I did manage to find 1 copy. Then there's Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, Give the People What They Want, and I'm actually not sure if this was released in 2014 or not, but I'm pretty sure. Let's say that way. And third one is, hold on, here's self-titled album by the Blues Pills. This is very much like the Stone Crows, early 70s mixture of blues rock and psychedelic rock. I went to see them just a bit over a week ago. I bought this one from there. I haven't listened to it yet. It includes their album and a live DVD. Okay. Then I bought 27 albums that are either reissues or archive releases. That means material that was recorded somewhere in the past but had not been released before this year. And that 27 includes this one, From the Cradle by Eric Clapton, because I don't know if this was released this year or not, but I think this was released this year. So I'm not making a list of top 10 of the best 10 albums of this year that I have bought, but I've made 2 different top 10 lists, and that is new to my ears and that is stuff that I hadn't heard before. Whether they were released this year or earlier, that's not the point. And I want to point out that this list are not necessarily the best albums, because I would find it kind of sad if I have bought nearly 300 albums and I could say that these 10 are the best ones. So I only intend to mention that these are very good ones that I wanted to display again. And the other top 10 list is, I call them pleasing finds. That is that I have either been familiar with them before, may have even owned them before, or have heard them before, but for one reason or another they turn out to be very pleasing finds. So let's start with the new to my ears releases, and let's start with this one. Country soul is a very rare genre. I actually only know 3 artists that I could place within that, and this one is one of them. Ginny C. Riley, Happy Valley PTA, Plantation Recordings 1968-1970. This includes her first 5 albums, and it's a great genre. So pleased to have found that one. And then the Milestones, Vol. 1. I had never even heard of this band before until I saw them supporting Whitesnake, and I thought that, yeah, that's a good one. And I've seen them live a few times since. And this fall they re-released their first album, and I bought this one. And it's a great album. It's very much, musical style is very similar to Black Crowes, Southern Harmony and Musical Companion. Only this one is far more leaning into hard rock than what the Black Crowes are. But the musical style is very similar. Brilliant find, this one. Then Rush, Hemispheres. I have only a few Rush albums and I like them all, but Rush is one of those bands that I like, but I know that I really haven't gotten like under the skin with them. So with this one I feel like I am finally like a hair away from really truly appreciating the greatness of Rush. I believe that I'll give this one a few more listens and I finally crack it. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this one. I already made a video about this one, so Triumph. Triumph was one of the great finds of this year. I have bought several of their albums. So yeah, Triumph was definitely one of the great finds of this year. And this next album, I was traveling this year and I went to Vienna. And I was at a record store, I picked this one up and I already decided that I am going to buy this. But then I got distracted when I heard that there was a couple behind me, they were talking about some album. And I turned to look at them and apparently I just put this album back, not even realizing it. Until next day I was in an airplane flying back home. I was looking at my records and I realized that I had left this there. And I thought that that's a great shame because I didn't think that I would have any chance in finding it back home. But it turned out that I only took 4 months before I found this. Outlaws, Bring It Back Alive, a double live album from a southern rock band. So that's sort of a guarantee to get a great live album. I should point out that this one says Bring It Back Alive on the cover, but the album labels says Bring M Back Alive. So I don't know which one that is. Vinnie Vincent Invasion, All Systems Go. Of course I knew Vinnie through Kiss, but when he released his first Vinnie Vincent Invasion album, I don't remember, was it 86 or 87, I heard that one song that Boys Are Gonna Rock, and I thought it was shit. I didn't like it at all. So that was the full extent. I never investigated further. until this year I started thinking that maybe I should give it a listen anyway. After all, it's Vinnie Vincent and he has written great songs. So when I found this a few weeks ago, I bought this one, and it turned out to be far better than what I expected. I'm not saying that it's my favorite in any way, but it turned out to be better than what I expected. So I'm very pleased that I finally gave it a chance. Ian McLagan, Troublemaker. I knew this album from many years ago. This was very easily available for a long time, but I never bought it until I think it was sometime last year I started thinking that if I come across this one, I should give this one a chance. So when I found it this fall, I bought it, and I'm very pleased that I did. It's a really great rock and roll album. Ian McLagan passed away earlier this year, so rest in peace, Ian, you made a great album. Al Guthrie, Last of the Brooklyn Cowboys. This is sort of a mixture of folk and country. Really good album. I was very pleased. I didn't have a lot of records from Alo. I only have one compilation from him. So this turned out to be, again, far better than what I expected. Talking Heads, Naked. One album that I had came across at the record stores many times, but I always passed it until I finally now bought this one, and it's a great album. It's a celebration of rhythm. It's brilliant album. And Faith No More, We Care a Lot, their debut album, and again this was far better than what I expected. I really didn't think that this could I could like this anywhere as much as I like, for example, Angel Dust. But yeah, I do. It's great album. Obviously the production is not quite taken as far as with the, let's say, with Angel Dust. So it's a bit more rough around the edges, but a great album. Okay, let's move to the pleasing finds. And the first one is American Cutie by Little Feat. This is a radio recording, live recording from 1973 from the Dixie Chicken tour. And Dixie Chicken is one of the two of my favorite Little Feat albums, and that made me always want to have a live album from that tour, but it turned out to be extremely difficult. I searched for a live recording from this tour for many years. So when I finally found this, I'm very pleased. And easier find is obviously Waiting for Columbus, which was done a few years later, but that's a fabulous live album and much more easier to locate. This one, Elvis Christmas album from 1957. I am extremely pleased to find this because I've had this on CD for well over a decade, about 15 years or so. But I wanted to find this one on vinyl, and I wanted to find this particular pressing, because this one includes the booklet that was included on the original version also, and this one is pressed on green vinyl, which I find to be very appropriate. And the next one is one artist that I have probably listened to more than anybody else, or at least among the most, and that is Chris Christopherson. This one is his first duet album with Rita Coolidge, Full Moon. And I was very pleased to find this because I really didn't think that I was going to find this. First of all, finding country albums here is extremely difficult, and then this one I had never seen, and I didn't even have any luck finding this from eBay. So yeah, great find, very happy. Stray Cats, Blast Off. I my brother bought this when this was released in 1989, and I thought that this was an album where they had brought more enthusiasm than the tunes. All of the songs that include rock and roll or rockabilly in its title, I thought that those were that they had brought the enthusiasm but had forgotten to bring the tunes, and I pretty much think the same. All the other songs are great, but those songs like Rockabilly World and Rockin' All Over the Place, they are pretty much like they are standard tunes. You know, this is the kind of song that rockabilly song should be, so let's write a song like that. There's nothing really like a personal touch on those songs. They are okay, but they're not great. But the rest of the songs were actually far better than what I remembered them to be. I want to mention Bring It Back Again and Sleep, Sleep, Sleeping In. Brilliant, brilliant songs. This next album, I noticed that it had been re-released on vinyl for the first time, but I waited too long and it was sold out. So I went to the record store and asked that can they order some more, and they said that the record company only had mentioned them that there will be a reissue of this album on vinyl, but when they couldn't say anything. So it took months and they finally got a new copy. So this is Jayhawks Rainy Day Music, my favorite Jayhawks albums, and this one includes side D here is new material, unreleased material. This was a brilliant find. Again, going back to my early teenage years, or even pre-teenage years, my brother had this album and I liked this, but this wasn't my favorite or even my second favorite. So now when I finally bought this, G. Vincent and his Blue Caps, G. Vincent and the Blue Caps, this was far better than what I remembered. Funny thing how such details you can forget, but yeah, this was brilliant 50s rock and roll at its best. Great find. This next one, I had always obviously known this, and I have this on remastered CD, so I had never even thought of buying this on vinyl until I actually saw on one of Scott Waters' videos that he had this on vinyl, and I thought, oh man, I want that on vinyl. But there wasn't any luck. But there are several artists that, even though that I have everything by them that I want, I still, when I go to the record stores, I still check if there's anything by them, even though I don't even expect there to be anything. And Thin Lizzy is one of those. And like I said, I saw this on Scott Waters' video. This is a different pressing than what he showed on his video. But yeah, when I saw that this was coming available, I immediately grabbed this one up. Now this probably means that I'm going to buy the other two albums that I'm still missing on vinyl. Even though, well, I wouldn't have needed even this one, but but there you go. That's what being a fan is. And then let's take a side step first. Pink Floyd, Animals. I heard this album about 30 years ago and I didn't like this. But I thought that, okay, there's been long enough time gone by that I should finally give this one a new chance. And I'm glad I did. It was far better than what I remembered. Yeah. And finally, Kiss Unplugged. Of these Kiss reissues, I was most happy to get this one. Because back in 1996, when this one was released, I saw this several times and I considered buying it, but I just didn't. So that one stuck in my mind, so sort of like that bugged me. Why didn't I buy that one? I should have bought this one. So now that it was finally reissued, I bought this and I bought all the others that I didn't have. So yeah, this one I was most pleased one, because the same thing happened with Alive 3. When Alive 3 was released, I saw that one on vinyl, but I never bought it. But it never bothered me. I was just okay. I didn't buy that, and that's that. But this one bothered me. I was really sort of mad at myself that I should have bought this one. So now I finally did. And okay, and one very surprising find that many wouldn't think to. One that it was new to my ears, and also this was musically far better than what I expected it to be. Ringo Starr, Kuvaus or Blues, a country album by Ringo Starr. You wouldn't expect this this kind of a thing to work, but yeah, it's really good country album. Ringo Starr, Kuvaus or Blues. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.